IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today, I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to sit around and vegetate. Do you know that feeling? I know that feeling all too well. I've spent most of my life feeling like that. You might have gone to bed feeling like tomorrow's going to be great. But then when it comes, it's like, I don't feel like doing anything. And this is a question I get asked all the time. What do you do when you feel lazy? When you don't feel like doing anything? And earlier on, I used to believe that it was like if you felt lazy, you should push yourself, you should push through that feeling because it's evil. And because that feeling is the enemy of growth. On the other side of that feeling is victory. You know, does Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos wake up feeling like this? And it is this mentality we are all given. Push through that pain, push through that hurt, push through that lazy. And very soon you realize that that's not how life works. See, these thoughts are being taught and pushed through in the form of these motivational speakers and videos that we see on YouTube. Go hard, go home. And you think your competition is sleeping, etc., etc. The truth is, the really bad ones tell you this. And if you listen carefully to the good ones, they say something different. They tell you to remember why you started. They tell you to remember that feeling of achieving what you want. They tell you to celebrate that intention and then move towards it. And this is why, even in our habits, I always say, get your intention right. Why do you want to do this? What is the core belief you have behind it? It is this intention that will make you want to continue. The other thing I want you to do is think about why you are feeling this way. And very often it is one of three things. The first is that food that you ate last night. We don't realize this, but food can make us feel very energetic or extremely lethargic. And if you ate a lot of sugar or things that were fried in bad quality oils, you will feel drained and lethargic the next day. The reason for this is because your body has to work extra hard processing all that food. It is not easy. So notice what you ate the night before. The second reason for not feeling like this or like feeling like you don't feel like doing anything is because of emotional stress. Very often there is something that is playing in the back of our mind. It derails us. It pulls us down. And this too takes a lot of energy, wasted energy that could have been used properly elsewhere. And if this is the case, use the de-stressing methods that I've shown you in previous podcasts and videos on my YouTube. Finally, ask yourself, are you burnt out? Have you been working so hard, pushing so hard that you are tired and burnt out now? If you're burnt out, show yourself compassion. Allow to rest and recover. It is important to do so. Everyone has those days when they just push too hard and they're tired. So stay in your pajamas, watch TV all day, faff. But do not eat junk food and do not allow your mind to get into a funk because that will ruin the next day too. And you're allowed only one such day of not doing anything. The next day, you remember your intention and start with that full vigor and energy. So your simple habit for days when you just don't feel like doing anything starts by asking yourself, did you eat junk food? Is your mind disturbed or are you burnt out? And then focus on your intention, your big why for all that you are doing. Use that focus to bring you back to your tasks. You don't have to try and push hard through the pain or through the low energy. That often makes things worse. You could fall sick and lose even more days that were not needed in this process.
So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome 180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's been a really, really great week on the network. Let me make a couple of recommendations to you guys. Agla Station Adulthood, they have an extraordinary episode on relationships. Ritasha and Ayushi, as always, do a bang-up job. I think you'll really enjoy that conversation. Check out Edges and Sledges, where DJ Ashwin and Varun have been talking to fans from different IPL teams on every episode. It's a really, really interesting project they've taken on during the course of the IPL. And as it comes to a conclusion, I'm sure you'll love to hear the thoughts on the tournament as a whole. I want to mention Uncle Please Sit. They had a really great episode which dove into why is pollution so bad. And I think that given the circumstances we're dealing with right now, it makes a ton of sense to listen to that. Cyrus had a really great week on his show as well. On the Monday episode, he spoke to Raj and DK about all kinds of stuff. He was in one of their early movies. Definitely a fun conversation. Do check that out. And finally, let me talk to you about the Wire Talks with Siddharth Bhatia. We're very excited about this show. On the first episode, Jairam Ramesh is there having conversation with Siddharth Bhatia about the legacy of Indira Gandhi. I think you will really, really get something out of this. Do give it a listen. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
पेश खिदमत है आपकी शान में हमारे अंजुमन से. Hi, I am Sadaf.
And I'm Arshit. खाने का इतिहास, economics, policy, psychology, सब है मेन्यू पर.
Only on the Nankari podcast every Wednesday. सिर्फ IVM podcast ऐप या वेबसाइट पर या फिर जहां से भी आप अपने पॉडकास्ट सुनते हो.